Well, it seems like Gamergate 2 has claimed another casualty for the year 2025. This is Lavistro, the Dragon of Cyberspace, Dragon Lord of Goonie, coming to you with all news, tips, and tricks within the gaming spectrum. If you're new here and like my work, please hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell, and don't forget to share this video to push us out into the algorithm. Now, Bounty and Comms report that in hopes of getting back to profitability, WoNder Game shatters Multiverse, Wonderwoman, and San Diego studios, citing the quality of too many of our new releases has really missed the mark. One of the main games that Brother Games has made was Suicide Squad, which was what some argue to be the start of Gamergate 2.0, but it really was as well. But it was also the reveal of consultancy firms like Sweet Baby Inc. Seeking to write. Wait, what? There's a typo there, threw me off. Seeking to right their sinking ship following their recent storm of failures, WB Games has announced that in order to restore their operations back to profitability, they will officially be pulling the plug on 3 of their subsidiary studios, including Multiverse Creators Player First Games, the now canceled Wonderwoman game developer Monolith Productions, and their San Diego-based support team. Word of this massive operational shakeup was first broken by Bloomberg's Jason Schreier on February 24th, who learned of the development via his own insider sources before being publicly confirmed by WB Games themselves later that same day. Pressed for comment on Schreier's scoop by Kotaku's Ethan Gack, the publisher responded with a definitive statement confirming, "We have had some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them." And while we're going to continue on, I do want to toss a little shade at one of the talents that they have is a writer who's known online as not a nice person. We're going to get into that real quick because that individual also has eyes to take this game. Continuing on further, in light of Middle Earth Shadow of Duology developers closure, WB Games further noted that the development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character. Unfortunately, this is no longer possible with our strategic priorities. They said, "This is another tough decision as we recognize Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experiences for amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contributions. Difficult as today is, remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing high quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world class studios and getting our games business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond." I think his thoughts to the situation via an internal staff memo, as obtained and recapped by Schreier, Warner Bros. Discovery CEO and president of global streaming, JB Perret, admitted the quality of too many of our new releases has really missed the mark. Gee, you think? I mean, Suicide Squad should be a dead ringer right there. I mean, the fact that how you disrespected the Batman's character really set off a lot of gamers. Right? We need to make some substantial changes to our portfolio team structure as we are to commit if we are to commit the necessary resources to get back to a fewer but bigger franchises strategy, he added. Notably, Player First Game's official shutdown comes a few weeks after they announced that the one and only game to the credit, the WBIP-inspired Super Smash Bros. Clone Multiverses, received its own end-of-service announcement. And despite their development history being of a far higher pedigree, having been responsible for such factors as The Operative, No One Lives Forever, as well as The Fear, Condemned, and aforementioned Middle Earth Shadows of duologies. The situation is largely the same for Monolith Productions, as their pink slipping follows a brutal report from Scryer earlier this month, detailing the absolute disaster that is, or rather was, Wonder Woman's development cycle. One of the company's biggest bets in development, a video game based on Wonder Woman, has struggled to coalesce, according to people familiar with the project, wrote the Bloomberg Reporter on February 7th. Early last year, it was rebooted and switched directors. The game has already cost more than $100 million. That the people who asked not to be identified discussing the non-public information, and is still years away from release if it ever makes it to market. As for WB Games San Antonio, not much can be said of its short-lived existence. Founded in 2019, California studio produced absolutely zero games during its 6 years of operation, with absolutely zero public details regarding their work ever being released. So guessing by the studio's repeated use of an unidentified Batman model in their recruitment posting, speculation suggests it may have had something to do with the Crusader. At current, WB's next and possible last hope for financial win is set to be Avalanche Studios, currently in development, Hogwarts Legacy 2, which as of writing has yet to receive an official release date. Now, I do want to point out something. This is from Game Developer that covers the same topic. But I want to point out this paragraph in particular because they give us a little more detail, more information. Earlier in February, according to Game Developer, Bloomberg reported on the publisher's struggles and situation of various internal teams. The report came after the departure of the game's head, David Haddad, that left in January, late January of this year, or at the end of January, it says right there, whose tenure was described by some developers as, quote, years of ineffectual trend chasing and wasted development time. Now, this is the article they referenced. This is Haddad. He's been with the Warner Bros. Games for the past 12 years. So that means he's been around since 2013. And if you want to say that Warner Games have been sucking lately, you could probably blame him for that. I do want to say that with the intellectual trend chasing, Warner Bros. Did say for the Warner Bros. Games that the past 10 years they stand by this type of stuff that they showed at Rocksteady Suicide Squad. They were down for it. So they were totally supportive of DIE and woke initiatives. And with him being gone, them losing money, that they had to shut down more studios, you can lay that all at Haddard's feet, according to the game devs, because he was trying to follow trends. He was trying to follow like get rich quick schemes, right? Like fast cash and wasted development time, changing ideas, development help programs, whatever you want to say. That being said, I want to give a shout to Madam Savvy. I saw this earlier before I was screening online, but she totally roasts Cypher, who's known for bullying people to give her sweet free swag, and she just totally roasts her. So we're going to cover it real quick. Dan shouldn't have hired someone who couldn't write Wonder Woman authentically. After all, I'm told lived experiences are all that matter. Why not and have an actually fit person write the athletic woman? I know America's. She roasts Cypher, stating, "Damn, shouldn't have hired someone who couldn't write Wonder Woman authentically. After all, I'm told lived experiences are all that matter. Why not have an actually fit person write the athletic woman? I know America's average woman is built like a Blastoise, but there's got to be at least one fit woman out there who is also a writer. DIE losers keep racking up the L's on their own." And then she shows some screenshots here. Cypher to be found elsewhere. These trees are protected. Go woke, go protected. She has the more Statements where she proof where she bullies people a little later on, right? But this is the part I want to point out here. TakeThis.org. She's on the board for TakeThis.org right here. I'm savvy because she points to something I want to get into with Warner Brothers and Wonderwoman Game. Take This. Savvy rose a woman named by name of Cypher, and who's on the Take This board, and is the writer for Wonderwoman Game. And as you find out, if you haven't watched a lot of content regarding her, he has bullied multiple companies to give her free swag. Or is it here? Madam Savvy writes, "Damn, shouldn't have hired someone who couldn't write Wonder Woman authentically. After all, I'm told lived experiences are all that matter. Why not have an actual fit person write the athletic woman? I know America's average woman is built like a Blastoise, but there's got to be at least one fit woman out there who's also a writer. DIE losers keep racking up the L's all on their own." And here's the one she's talking about: Cypher, to be found elsewhere. Cypher of Tier, right? And that's the name of her website, which we're going to get into. Senior writer of Wonderwoman Games, Monolith Dev, Twitch partner, sponsored at Logitech G, rivals Waterdeep at Motherlands RPG CD. Take this out of order for she, her. These posts are protected. So she's already in hiding. She can't really hide. Here's some evidence of 1, 2, 3, 4. These are basically her attacking and bullying a little later. She gets free swag. It says here, thanks to all the fine folks at NVG Sports. I'll be checking out Cyberpunk on launch day. I'll show out the DLS RTX options. GeForce partner. Thanks to Rockstar Energy and Cyberpunk game for this mystery box. Highlighted here is increasingly concerned about Cyberpunk's handling of non-white cultures. Rocket Shotgun Cyberpunk E3 demo. As we gameplay and unimagined stereotypes. And this comes after Jason Schreier announced that the Warner Brothers is shutting down Monolith Studios, Play First Games, and casting a Wonder Woman game. Right? Now, here's the Take This website. And if you've seen this logo, you'll know I've covered it too during the USA controversy. They claim to be a mental health organization, but let's just be honest here, they're a fucking scam. And I'll point out here in a second. But if you scroll down, there she is, right there. Take This governing board and company officers, Tanya D. Pass, board chair, I Need Diverse Games. He's the founder and director of I Need Diverse Games. Wait, let's go see if that's open. Oh, the website expired. Wah, wah. Wonder what that is. A non-profit organization based in Chicago. So I guess that was a scam too, possibly, which is dedicated to better diversification of all aspects of gaming. I Need Diverse Games. She was in GDC. She also contributes to publications at Green Ronin, Pazio Monte Cook Games, and is the co-developer for fifth season RPG based on Jameson's Hugo Award-winning Broken Nerve trilogy. She's the creator and creative director of Into Motherlands, a Twitch-supported RPG and actual play stream. She's a senior animated Motherlands. She's named one of the Game Awards featured class 2020. Games of the Year. She was also named as one of the Games of the Year by Kotaku, which means nothing. This Kotaku isn't a real gaming news site or a gaming propaganda site. Her work has made the industry more inclusive and highlighting Game Changer by Tina Charles, WNBA starting Olympian, as well as filmmaker. The short documentary premiered at Tribeca. Tanya's programming diversity coordinator at Oricon Gamer X. She's also served board directors at Oricon and seen the character Take This in January 23. She often speaks on issues of diversity, feminism, race, and intersectionality. See, we need less feminists in game. You remember what we were talking about? Yeah, if you remember our article yesterday covering a crazy cat lady from Salon, her whole spiel was, gamers, I'm sexually frustrated. Gamers are sexually frustrated because of feminists in games. Yeah, well, let's just see. She came, this lady here's a feminist. She came right up about a woman. We're just saying. All right. Here's her profile. This is Cypher's profile. Baptist member. She's a Baptist member, so we covered that as well, right? In one of our previous videos. And if you don't, she's also a Baptist member. And if you remember my expose about Rockstar does not have a PC release date for PC, uh, Baptist, and as well as Rocksteady's mentioned on there. He's going to take this on org. There it is right there. Right. Her posts are protected. That's okay. Here's her website. For anyone says, "Oh, you're just stalking it," no, I got it from here. So here's your Twitch, Betterlands, how to interact on Twitter, various writings and consulting and other credits, game dev and other tales, right? ID Pass, founder of Diverse Games. Basically, it seems like it's you just copied and pasted from her here into here. So there you go. He's the bully there. Yeah, that's a Gamergate 2 casualty for 2025. And I say good riddance. I hope I don't like to wish people ill of people, but I don't think she deserves to be in gaming the way she bullies people, and especially since she claims to be a mental health advocate. I don't think mental health advocates should be bullying people for free swag. I think she's a miserable person who probably needs a mental health check. This is one of those examples. She's one of those examples, perfect cases of make asylums a thing again. She's to be locked up and treated medically for her condition, whatever condition that is. She's crazy. She's hostile, bullies people, and needs to be out of games and mental health and circles. She needs mental health. Yeah, going back to Take This and her diversity research thing. If you want to know more about Take This, game developer wrote an article about them a few years back where they took $700K in taxpayer dollars to combat anti-extremism from the Department of Homeland Security. The recent grant issued by DHS will allow researchers to develop resources to monitor extremist groups and then create workshops to prevent those groups from spreading. So Take This is a nonprofit organization that works to decrease the stigma of mental health in both industry and game and enthusiast community. And they said they were trying to do research on online extremism. Right? That's the backstory. Here we go. Right, nationalists have always been game spaces for years. Look at that. So wonder what they mean by white nationalists. In a 2020 report, DHS deemed white supremacists the most persistent threat. Okay. But see, here I want to point out is Middlebury's Institute Center on Terrorism, Extremism, and Counterterrorism, CTEC, is another grant recipient. I'm mentioning that. The CTEC Deputy Director, Alex Newhouse, said research would begin with online games that essentially act like social platforms, such as Roblox or Destiny. It's very clear that our conversation with video games industry that they are not fully cognizant of the budding problem they have in their hands. So basically, they want to go. He's basically want government overreach into games. And like I said, for the past 50 years, in my article about the cat Karen lady saying there's a connection between Gamergate and Doge. Insert problem here is caused by gamers. That's their go-to every time. Gamers or Gamergate. All right. But he goes and says here, I want game developers, especially big ones like Roblox Corp and Microsoft, to have dedicated counter extremism in-game teams. And these days we need to push all that sophisticated. We need to push to be all that sophisticated on games industry side as well. So now that they have overreach in other areas, they want control of the gaming market. They want to control politics, which is the whole reason why we say don't fuck with our games. Keep your politics out of our games. All right. And here's Homeland Security, targeted violence and terrorism prevention credit T results. And go down. For this one, it's raising social awareness, bystander training, and civic engagement. You get take this thing, right? Take this thing, create extremism in games primer. So this is what your 700K paid for. And we covered this. This is what 700K gets you in taxpayer dollars. Anti-government extremism, anti-gay extreme agitation, anti-Semitism. That's a form of extremism in their definition. Misogyny, racism, white nationalism. Those are your extremist terrorists. That's your terrorists. Those are your terrorists. If you're a misogynist, you're a terrorist. If you don't agree with homosexuality, then you're a terrorist. If you don't like the government, you're a terrorist, right? Rise and problems of extremism. Oh, and if you're a gamer, you're probably engaging in extremism because you might be a white nationalist, because most gamers are a white nationalist, or most gamers are white. Therefore, you're probably engaging in racism. And since you're a white nationalist and you engage in racism, you're most likely anti-Semitic. Most white nationalists are also anti-government, and since you're anti-government, you might be right-wing. Therefore, you're anti-LGBTQ, and therefore you're a misogynist. See how that works? 64% of players have been targeted hate speech. Okay, what is hate speech? There's no legal definition. They do some cherry picking data. Look at that. You know, most gamers are trolls, right? They troll and they do shock value just for shits and giggles. Here's their page of references. 31 pages. 31 pages. 70K gives you 31 pages about extremists in games. Labeling anybody that doesn't agree with their DIE policies as a terrorist. You know, if I was an American, which I am, and I pay taxes, which I do, I would demand my money back. What about you? What about you? Anyways, moving on. This is Tanya DePass, our About Me section. Don't worry. I didn't stalk her. You could literally go on her page right here, right? We say she's a Bajas member. She's take this.org, right? Blah, blah, blah. Click this to go to our link space, to our typer.com. You click that. Right here, all about me. There we go, all about me. Right? Yeah, what do you think, viewer? Put your thoughts in the comments below. As always, happy gaming. What do you think, viewer? Put your thoughts in the comments below. As always, happy gaming.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest eye of reclaim gaming in Dragon Cast! Fire breathing wide, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight.